What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. The Last of Us. What are we on? Episode 5? Yeah, I think we're only doing 9 episodes total, so we're past the halfway point. Last episode felt like a little bit of like a setup episode after we came off kind of the side episode of episode 3. Uh, I'm guessing this is, and I kind of brought this up, I'm sure it's different in like maybe every city, every state of like, are the QZ zones still standing? Are they overrun by just the regular people? Because we saw the little bit of in the one in Boston. Like, I mean, I guess it's keeping the people safe and alive, but you got like people in power, people not in power, public hangings, rash. It's kind of tough. So it looks like in this city, the people have overtaken the area. I'm curious if the two people that pointed guns at us at the end of the last episode, are they going to last longer than this episode? Or are they both going to be killed? And then we also need a new re-up. We lost our car, we lost our rations, we lost, all that stuff. So if we're going to make that drive again, I mean, we've got 20 plus hours, I think, if it was in a straight shot, under normal circumstances, and these aren't normal circumstances. So we're going to need another car, we're going to need more food, more provisions, etc. We'll see how it goes. We haven't had a zombie for the last 2 episodes. Honestly, of the 4 episodes, there's only been 1 episode where we actually had zombies actually there doing anything, and that was episode 2. I guess a little bit in episode 1 when you kind of saw the zombies starting to turn a little bit. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm assuming this is when the people, finally took over the zone. So what happens to all the Fedra agents? Do they just kill them? Are there none that they let survive? Oh, I guess not. I mean, they can't all be bad, you know? Oh, fuck. They can't all be bad, I don't think. Damn. Some of them just got put in these positions when the world fell apart, and it's kind of like, what do you want me to do? That's tough. And these are the 2 that everybody's after. So how bad did they turn out to be? Or what did they do that everybody of the free people want them dead? Is that the dude from The Walking Dead in there? The one that was part of Negan's group? He's a very recognizable face and voice.
It's Henry.
Okay. So Henry...
You're informers. Inform.
So Henry wasn't a part of Fedra. He was a part of the
Henry.
Free People, but it looks like he was, at least in her opinion,
I guess they don't know.
giving Fedra information so that he could live a better life or get by. It's hard to like be on their side when they're just going in there mass spraying. I don't know both sides of it, but you would say, when you get in these kind of like purge type post-apocalyptic societies, you have to decide kind of what person you're going to be. Are we going to be better than that? Better than how we were treated? But if it's just flipping the people in power that are doing the same thing, are you free? Is it any better? Or I guess there's going to be nobody else that's being oppressed. When you're the oppressor and you're the oppressee, and the oppressee finally assumes power over, you just have to torture and kill who is torturing you. And then once you get rid of them, everybody can just live, right? I assume that's how it goes.
Such a long we have to figure it out.
20 cans? 11 days for 3? Nah, bro. Those 20 cans are going to last double that time. 20 cans, 11 days. Nah, we spreading that out. We all 3 split 1 can a day. Honestly, I feel like you get a lot more ration out of that. Maybe I'm crazy. Is this him? Do they end up seeing us? Yep. And then that's when we show up. Go back up. Not time to go yet. You need to wait for that shit to calm down.
Eyes on me.
Pull the trigger, little kid. You ain't got it like that. Pull it.
You don't have to worry about what to say.
I dare you. Pull it.
So that's the deal.
I show you a way
I
out,
show the way,
you help protect.
you clear the way.
Yep. I mean, it's about as even as a trade as you can ask for. Reading that damn dad joke book.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
So what do you need me for?
Tunnels aren't clear.
You notice anything strange about this city?
Yeah, there's not a
Other
s-
than the strange shit you've already
there's
seen.
not a single
Infected?
infected. Mm-hmm.
There's
They're
infected,
underneath.
just not on the surface.
Oh,
Feds
God.
drove them underground 15 years.
Oh shit. Yeah, there are people straight up living down here, man. Away from people and away from zombies. Gonna get a little delirious down there with no sunlight or concept of time outside, but
I heard about.
depends what side you're looking at.
Be her father.
Someone.
Someone's.
Mm-hmm.
See, I could tell.
Joel would do the same thing. His daughter was sick, and him and his brother Tommy were like leading a resistance movement or something like that.
I waited long enough.
You think he would turn Tommy in to save his daughter? Or turn somebody else in to save Sarah? I think he would. That's just me. Like, if there was no... Of course he's gonna look for alternative routes, of course.
Last house.
This is going way too good.
And we're out.
I have a feeling there's gonna be like a firing squad, right?
We cross the river and then what? Where are you gonna go?
Don't know yet.
This is going way too perfect. We go through that whole tunnel
What? It's a huge state.
through the entire city and don't run into one zombie / one
Maybe we just call this one
resistance
success and say our farm for
agent.
No, he'll change his mind.
Please don't do it. Please.
He did. I mean, I can't blame him. He did bust a move. I'm not gonna lie to you. He didn't have a choice. Dude heard what we had to say, had time to think about it, and pulled. Oh shit! They gotta move. Oh god, they gotta move. You're not shooting through that, man. You're not shooting through that. Save the bullets and shoot something else. Jammed up. Get up, get up, get up. Why are we bullshitting? Get up. Ellie, get up. Oh my god. Oof. Get up. Get up. Get up. Move.
Supposed to die?
He's just a fucking kid.
What about your brother?
Well, kids die, Henry.
Okay, and your
They
brother
die
died.
all the time.
I saved a life, and look, maybe your brother was supposed to die.
Around him, that he's worth everything?
Shoot her, Joel.
Well, this is what happens when you
Split her fucking brows, bro. All the zombies they put underground. All the zombies they put underground is gonna make a big ass hole, and they're gonna come out. Oh god. And that made a lot of fucking noise. Oh my god. Oh god. This is like playing this is playing a video game. It's like how much ammo can you spray? Not fucking enough. I know that much. Not fucking enough. And how do we get to that point is my question. Is that stage 4? Is he Super Saiyan 3, like fully ascended? Like, what is that? What the fuck is that? Why is Bruce Banner on their team? Oh my god. Oh god. I was just about to ask, you know, for a zombie show, we've only had one episode of zombies and not real much, but this is the zombies. This is it. This is what we asked for. Oh my god, it's a little kid. I don't like how she's contorting like that. Good god. We gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Get to the other side of the river and just fucking go. You piece of shit. Is it worth it? Look behind you. Is what you just lost worth all this? Oh my god, that little girl got her ass. Her revenge brought that on herself. And I get it. I get where she's coming from. But also, well, so much for Kansas City not having any infected for 15 plus years. That shit is over.
Yeah.
They don't have anything else to do. They don't have anywhere to be.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice for Sam to have a friend.
These two are not going to
That's all I
survive.
need.
They're not going to make it.
New day, new start.
Something this, I mean, what just happened was pretty bad, but this is going just so great.
Should we knock?
Everyone survives. We're getting. Oh god, I thought somebody knocked at the door. Yeah, I had a feeling one of them, something was going to happen to one of them. One of them was going to get bit. How's he doing? I mean, I know what's going to become of. He did it. Just shot him. Don't shoot yourself. 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 Don't do it. Don't please do. Don't.
What did I do?
He did all that and got all those people. Oh, don't do it. Please don't. Don't.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun, Henry. Give me the gun.
Yeah. Yep. You knew how that was gonna go. I mean, we didn't get much of him, or much of those two. We got an episode, an hour dedicated to them. But everything he did was for him. He ratted out the resistance leader to save his brother from dying from cancer. They're held up in a hole for weeks at a time. Other people have been ratted out, killed because of the information he gave up, yada yada. And then his brother doesn't even make it anyway. She's over it. That shit hurt. That shit hurt. Like when Joel and Tess, remember how he was like the episode right after? That hit hard. That hit her. Yeah. I mean, best episode by far, no? I mean, it's got to be the best episode by far, in my opinion. And you know what's really wild is Joel opened up and was going to be okay with them, like, you guys want to come with type thing, you know? This goes a long way from two guys that had guns pointed at you, you know? So for him to open up and be like, hey, you guys want to come with, like, is major character development. And you see this trope all the time, but it's a realistic thing. I mean, you saw it the very, very first night of when the shit went down, of Joel not helping that family that was broken down on the side of the road, but even his brother Tommy and his daughter was like, hey, we can help them, we have room they could fit. He's like, no, we can't. And like as you go on, and he's been out there for 20 years. I mean, he's been in out of, as far as like federal walls, on foot, you know, those type of things. But people are just dirty. Yes, at least the zombies are not mentally sane or know what the hell's going on. There's people out there just doing wrong because they can. Just like how they described in this episode how he heard stories about the Kansas City Fedra. They were just rapers, murderers, just hanging people for fun type shit. The Boston one looked a little, it looked corrupt, but it didn't look like it was just free for all. What it was what the Kansas City one was being described at just sounded terrible. So I could understand why the people are like, oh, once we get our hands on them, we saw just the killings in the streets. They're just shooting Fedra agents in the head, dragging them behind cars, mutilating them and shit. So I mean, but to say all that is like Joel has ran into people like that, so he doesn't open up to shit. You saw how he was when they showed up at at Bill's place about him pointing the gun and telling him like you just can't trust people. And how he snapped on the kid like, oh, you're a collaborator, I don't work with rats. Then he 5 minutes fast forward, he kind of backtracks on that because you don't know what you would have to do. So it just sucks that like you see Joel opening up just a little bit, like apologizing, saying, hey, do you guys want to come along with us type thing, knowing that like having Ellie tag along is a lot to deal with because she still is a kid, but at least she's functional, can move, can be taught to shoot. Sam was so young and he can't hear and there's a communication barrier, so for Joel to be willing to take that on is a lot, but they didn't end up making it. And like I said, it's very it's gonna be very interesting because that's what 2 episodes now, episode 3 and episode 5, that we've had pretty much separate characters and take over and end up being the main characters of the episode, and they haven't made it to the next episode. Bill and Frank, all of episode 3 was them. Neither one of them made it to episode 4 or were in episode 2. And Henry and Sam were on screen for 10 seconds at the end of episode 4. The whole episode was damn near about them. Joel and Ellie were secondary characters, and then they don't even make it to episode 6. So it's unfortunate to see, but I think that's going to be a reoccurring thing, I guess, as we run into people along the way, because in a video game thing, when you play these kind of like role-playing games or storytelling games or open-world concept games, once you run into people, like, they don't come along with you in the video game story. Like, you gain something from them or get something from them that you're going to need for your next journey, but you don't ever backtrack and see them again. They don't go along with you, or if they even stay alive after you've gotten what you need from them. So Bill and Frank don't make it. Henry and Sam don't make it. That was my favorite episode so far. I just feel like it had everything I want in kind of like a zombie post-apocalyptic episode. The survival, the food rations, the sneaking around from people, hearing about like, oh, this area hasn't had a zombie outbreak or anything. They've cleared it for years underground, and it actually was, that tunnel was actually clear, which is shocking. So did they, and maybe you guys can explain this, and maybe I'll read this in other reactors comments, did they just like funnel all the infected into one underground pocket and just kind of like seal that shit? Which, good for you. I mean, hats off, it's been working. Unfortunately, man-made fights is what broke that back out. Man put them in there, man got them back out. And it's the same, and you see this in stories all the time. It's the main theme of a lot of stories, whether that's animes, cartoons, or maybe not cartoons. Cartoons are a little more cheerful than that. Animes, comic book adaptations, movie stories is like, how far are you willing to go for revenge? To the point that it starts putting you and the others that follow you in danger. Granted, she's dead, so she's not gonna know. She's not gonna be any wiser of what happens after her actions. But she was so blinded by it, she drags a majority of her forces out there, releases the zombies that they've held captive for years on years on years. There's not a single infected walking the streets, and gets the forces taken out. Now, instead of just kind of freely patrolling the streets or maybe going around scavenging like they could, you gotta worry about zombies again. Maybe they'll be okay inside the federal walls, but like, y'all gotta go out there and clean that shit again if you want to stay. I mean, we're never gonna be back in Kansas City, so who knows, that whole Fedra thing that's overtaken by civilians, that whole shit might fall. Like, Kansas City might just be lost at this point, but her revenge got her killed, her men killed, puts everybody back in the QZ in danger now because there's zombies loose. And can we talk about what the fuck this is? I don't understand what's going on here, because in any zombie adaptations that I've seen, the zombies are kind of all on one level. This is the first zombie thing I ran into that there's like evolutionary stages here. You know, you have your baseline, like, initial infected, like what we saw with Sam at the end of the episode. No mutation in the face, no anything. Like, he can see, like, he's just on an instant attack. That's your just typical World War Z, I Am Legend, Walking Dead zombie. Then we've got this like fungal evolution clicker, as they're referring to in the show, that, like, again, same things, you know, increase speed, strength, all those type of things, but sacrifices sight for crazy hearing echolocation. So that's the second type we've seen. And then we're seeing this. Are we just saying, like, this was just a big guy originally? Like, was this dude just like 7 foot, 300 pounds when he was a human, and that's why he's just this brick shithouse? Or what the hell is going on here? Because at least when we've sprayed down some others, they at least get affected by it and start slowing down. I mean, he's just eating full clips. So I don't know if we're supposed to take this as, like, this is a step, like this is a third evolution that we've seen, or if this dude is just a one-off. He was a big human, so, you know, this is what he's got. I have no idea. But yeah, that's been the best episode of the series so far to me. I feel like it had everything I wanted, from zombies to storytelling to sneaking around, apocalyptic, making connections with new characters. Unfortunately, seeing people that are close to each other, family members, having to make a decision on what happens when the person they care about the most that's still alive ends up getting infected. And I mean, we saw what he decided to do, and it's tough. And again, it goes back to, like, everybody kind of making decisions on, and this is what I said, you see it in a lot of adaptations of, like, how far are you willing to take your revenge, to the point of, like, it just starts getting petty and dangerous. Because if it had been initially, they took over, they got their hands on Henry, she took him out, whatever, alright, boom, I don't fault you. But you're starting to spread your forces thin, put them in the line of danger. You don't even know if there's been no signs of finding him. It's like, people are going to start calling you crazy. And I mean, she dug her own grave. It just kind of, her little military protector even told her to get out of there, and she doesn't even get out of there. She just circles back around, which gets her killed. She might have survived, honestly. But I don't know what I would do in Henry's situation. Granted, he's riding off of emotions. Nothing's worse than getting woken up to an emergency. You know, your house is on fire. Maybe a loved one next to you is having a heart attack or a stroke, or you get a phone call that somebody's been injured or hurt, or, you know, anything that happens. So you're already dazed and confused. You don't have a grasp of what's going on, and you're in a zombie apocalypse, and you just survived what you survived the night before. Your little brother that you let people die for, the things he did got somebody killed. Like he said, a great man, somebody he would have followed, got him killed because he chose to save his brother. Which, I mean, who wouldn't make this? I said the same thing with Joel. If it was Sarah and he had to turn in Tommy or somebody close, what decision would he make? Because you can't fault him for the decision. It's, you know, he saves his little brother, and then he sees this person that he's given everything for. He's turned. Like, everybody in that room kind of knew what was going on. And he was hesitant for a second, then he acts off instinct and puts him down. And then everything is just churning in his head, like he's waking up. What the hell is going on? Whoa, 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 they're going after my brother. Don't touch him, don't touch him. Holy shit, he's a zombie. Oh my god, oh, this girl's gonna die. Shoots. And then it's like, damn, what just, like, I was just, like, how did all this happen? The man didn't have a second to breathe, man. If Joel could have got that gun out of his hand, I think maybe they could have. I think they could have gotten to a point where they could have calmed him down and he would have joined us. But everything at that moment seemed hopeless. I mean, that's what he did everything for. I wonder if it would have been different if like Ellie had to put him down or Joel put him down. uh, I don't know. I just think everything kind of lined up and built up, and he's like, well, what did I do? I did everything for this. It's over. Well, there's no reason for me. It's a lot, and when you see that happen in like real world stuff type things, where you'll see people like, and it's unfortunate. It's really sad that you'll see it all the time, where like people go out hunting, or somebody's gun will accidentally fire in the home, or something like that, or you know, somebody makes a mistake clearly, and they just freak out and they take themselves out because you can't even compute what the hell just happened. Then you start thinking of like, well, what does this mean after this? I'm gonna get in trouble and yada yada. It's a lot. So I just think it was the best episode of the series so far. So go ahead and leave it at that. I do miss the prequel stuff, not the prequel, the cold opening stuff. So I liked seeing the world fall further into dissension. That's what I liked about Fear the Walking Dead before it just turned into a shit show. But seeing how the world was like crumbling and how it led up to The Walking Dead was like pretty dope to see. So I did like the cold openings that we had. So maybe we'll get some more of them. I don't know. We'll see. That we got 4 episodes left. So appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe as always.